what we saw yesterday with the media was, well, I'll just give you one example. Here's a guest on with Jake Tapper on CNN and SOT 5.
We can't do business as usual right now anyway because our city has been invaded by masked gunmen kidnapping family members and friends and neighbors of ours to send them to concentration camps.
Just one note. I'm not here to defend ICE, but I'm not a big fan of people using the term concentration camp to describe detention camps. That has a very specific meaning in terms of...
They take people to...
Same.
I understand that, but they take people to Fort Snelling here, which literally was built as a concentration camp, and Alligator Alcatraz, which I think we can all agree is a concentration camp. I'm not saying they're Dachau. I'm not saying they're putting people in ovens yet, but these are concentration camps.
What? What was that?
It's not going well on CNN.
Imagine being that producer.
Yeah.
Like, before they go live with the shot, and you look at what that cat's wearing, and I mean, you think this segment's going to go well?
Hey, boss, I got a great booking. This guy seems measured.
Not a huge fan of comparing things to the concentration camps. It's kind of it's like a hard no for most of us, making comparisons to Nazi Germany. And the guy's like, no, I get it. Except, they're not putting people in ovens yet.
Oh,
you're right. I'll be more measured.
At the same time,
I haven't actually seen ovens yet.
You had the governor of that state be like, there's going to be a book like The Diary of Anne Frank written about this occupation we're under. So,
Right.
It's not like it's coming from nowhere. Part of what the left does is
We
they
have that.
to gin them up.
Stand by. Here's SOT 20.
We have got children in Minnesota hiding in their houses, afraid to go outside. Many of us grew up reading that story of Anne Frank. Somebody's going to write that children's story about Minnesota. And there's one person who can end this now.
I mean, first of all, children's story is like Goodnight Moon,
Right.
The very hungry caterpillar. It's not really
the Diary of
what-
Anne Frank.
It's not the Diary of Minnesota illegals either.
I mean,
And secondly, he got rebuked by the Holocaust Museum. I always like the National Holocaust Memorial. Like, when they're rebuking you, it's not ideal. Like when you're just trying to make a point about your kids. By the way, that's a great place to start for ICE. Apparently, Tim Walz knows where all the illegal children are hiding, and he's ready for ICE to deliver the epilogue to their story in Minneapolis. I'm sorry, it's just so ridiculous.
But it's necessary for them to condition their supporters. If he's going to have people out in freezing conditions with their phones out harassing ICE on his behest, he has to make them think you're fighting Nazis. You're brave heroes who are part of the underground to save us from Nazis by using that kind of language.
Yeah,
he knows what he's doing.
I'm really glad, Megyn, you played those clips back to back because I think, what we were talking about in the first segment, right? It's the permission structure that the governor, Tim Walz, and Jacob Fry and the leadership there in Minnesota has provided for people like that lunatic. I mean, that guy looks like a Portlandia character straight out of Central Casting, where with the pink knit beanie wearing it inside. I mean, these people are cartoon characters.
Okay, so now there's more, because if we're going to get into media spin, we have got to talk about what MSNBC did with the image of Alex Pretti. Apparently, they did not think that their hero was hot enough. And so they or someone from whom they got the picture clearly manipulated the photo that is out there of Alex Pretti in his nurse's scrubs to make him look better in the image that Nicole Wallace showed on the air. Now, I'm showing, let's put this up. It's the original.
A little tanner.
And then the after. All right, now, I actually looked very close. I put my reading glasses on and I zoomed in, and you can see actually what they've done. They've darkened his hair. Again, I don't know who did it, but MSNBC used it. They darkened his hair. They filled in his hair a little to make him look slightly less bald. They tanned him up. They whitened his teeth, and they may have straightened one tooth over there on the top left. There was like a snaggle, and it appears to have been gone in the AI version on the right. His nose, which I'm sorry, but you take a man's rather prominent nose and start manipulating it to make it look less like long and out there. And now you're really messing with things. Like that is just so beyond by a journalist. Like a filter that makes the guy look tanner. All right, maybe that could happen accidentally. The shortening of a nose, that does not happen accidentally. And his jaw may have been shortened in the picture
Also,
on the right. I mean, there have been
the right
multiple
bicep.
manipulations on this picture.
They like juiced him. Look at his right bicep. I saw this image. Like they really went to town.
Oh my God, you're
on.
right.
Isn't that insane? Think about that.
I didn't even notice that one.
I mean, it's less insane than being
look at
horny
this.
for Luigi Mangione.
Yeah, no, you're right.
So this is technically an improvement.
That's
True.
actually right.
Yeah.
Well, can you listen to the messaging that Nicole Wallace was giving her audience when she used the manipulated image? Listen.
This time it was 37-year-old Alex Pretti, an ICU nurse who cared for veterans. Donald Trump and his cabinet, his administration, are demanding once again that you not believe your eyes and ears.
Kind of thinking that would be a good instinct in this particular instance. But like, what kind of a cynical mofo is like, he's not hot enough.
Yeah.
We have to make him look hotter if we really want him to be our poster boy. I mean, like, that is effed up. It just shows you how this is all acting. I genuinely believe the Natalie Portman tears are fake. The Glenn Close outrage is fake. It's performative. These people on the streets are there. You mentioned the billionaire. There have been several reports now. The biggest and best was out of Fox News. I think it's Azra Nomani who did it, who reported that it's this guy, an American-born billionaire named Neville Roy Singham, a self-declared Marxist-Leninist living in Shanghai, who's created one of these communist groups, the People's Forum, that is out there. It's a nonprofit that supports these entities like Breakthrough News, which is a left-wing propaganda outfit that's been heavily creating content centered on Minneapolis. They're doing things like sharing videos, publishing graphics, demanding things like abolishing ICE, and on it goes. So, like, we are being actively manipulated from MSNBC down to these shadowy groups that are openly communist. So some guy sitting in Shanghai. It's like that weirdo who's all over X, Ian Miles Chong, who's attacking people like yours truly for my commentary on politics from Malaysia. Fuck you. Get out of fucking Malaysia. Why don't you come here if you want to criticize me? But it's like these shadowy figures who want to control the American dialogue from like their huts, God knows where.
Right, and I mean, they're 25,000 square foot huts, Megyn. These are billionaires who want to ruin our country. Ruin our country. They're paying, like this guy that Azra Nomani's great reporter. She's obviously been following this left-wing money chain for a very long time, and she's written extensively about this guy that you mentioned. And you know, he said that the one tool he has in his tool chest where he can use to beat everybody else is treachery. They want to ruin our country. They're the ones who are tearing us apart at the seams. They're the ones who are like, oh no, America, you don't have enough problems as it is. We need to import millions of people from third world countries who grew up under different circumstances and who want to take your peaceful neighborhood away from you, military-age men from the other hemisphere who want to cause violence in your streets. And if you try to say anything about it, you're the bad guy. This is an actual operation against us. It's a left-wing funded insurgency from foreign governments. And I mean, I'll let Smug speak to the guys on X who are doing this for money too, because he knows who they are and where they come from. But the reality is we have to open our eyes.
Is it Malaysia?
Well, the thing is that it's all over. One of the things that Elon did that was incredible is now you can click on a person's profile and see where they register, what country they register their account in, and which country that they're accessing the app from. It's incredible because very quickly you saw a lot of people who are trying to tell Americans how America should be run aren't in America. It's incredible. But like to Ashbrook's point, the amount of money coming from overseas billionaires who recognize that the left is a useful tool of useful idiots. We saw in New York City protests pop up where the signs were already printed, the hats are already made and ready to go, is because this is not an organic grassroots thing that you're seeing across the country. The Democrats have realized if they want to be funded, Kamala Harris took a ton of money. Her campaign, her super PACs took a ton of money from these people. Hans-Jörg Wyss, a Swiss national. George Soros. Billionaires are essentially funding the left to try and destroy this country, and we're seeing the effects of it in Minnesota and across the country.
If your goal is to ruin America, you really only have one plot of people to deal with, right? They don't particularly like America to begin with.
Exactly.
And it's a lot easier. That was the great irony of the whole Russiagate investigation, by the way, is that somehow the conservative right was going to be the angle to have other countries pull one over on us. Like what we've seen over the last, 10 years is basically a whole bunch of foreign influence going in on the left to try to do relatively little manipulation in order for them to just get on board for the big win. And if you take a step back, I think you look at your average Republican, your average conservative voter, the vast majority of people, they want to take their kids to soccer practice and softball. They want to make sure that they've got, streets that are navigable, that they don't have crime in their neighborhood. They want to take care of their neighbor. They want to go to church. You want to just like basic American things. And then you look at the left and it's much more instant and it's much more absurd. And there is no 50,000-foot look. It's much right now. We hate Trump right now and whatever you can do. And so you get like images which you started this conversation about where you just manipulate it just a little bit to get somebody just a little bit more right now angry about a whole bunch of different things. And you can send them off in a million different directions. And I think that is happening in real time in the far left in a way that is so corrosive to our democracy, our republic. I mean, they are becoming, to your point earlier, you got to start asking questions about whether a national divorce is for real, because they don't seem like they're capable of actually getting to the point where we all want the same things.
They're inflaming the national divorce. They're actually inflaming it. They want it to happen.
A new year means new financial goals, like making sure your savings are secure and diversified. Will this be the year you decide to talk to someone from Birch Gold Group? They use an educational approach with a deep understanding of macroeconomics. There are forces pushing the dollar lower and gold higher, which is why they believe every American should own physical gold. So until January 30th, if you're a first-time gold buyer, Birch Gold is offering a rebate of up to $10,000 on qualifying purchases. To claim eligibility and start the process, just text MK to the number 989898. Birch Gold can help you roll an existing IRA or 401k into an IRA in gold, and you are still eligible for a rebate of up to $10,000. Consider making right now your first time to buy gold and take advantage of a rebate up to $10,000 when you buy by January 30th. Text MK to the number 989898. Claim your eligibility today. Again, just text MK to the number 989898. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.